1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey everybody, welcome to Pouring Over Properties, where your Las Vegas locals spill on homes and also local spirits. So today is the F1 edition in tribute to the Formula One race that's actually hitting Las Vegas streets next Saturday night.
16, 17, 18?
Right at midnight,
yeah.
because in Las Vegas, midnight is when the night starts.
Or
That's
I'm
just
fastest.
Yeah, I'll watch the race in the morning. I'm definitely a Sunday morning race
Little
guy.
recap, yeah.
I'm definitely gonna do that. Hey, you get to fast forward through all the fluff. You know, I'm fine with fast forwarding through a little fluff from time to time. Pretty sure everybody is. That's why Netflix is a big deal.
It's true.
Less commercials.
So let's get to the spirits of Pouring Over Properties. What do we got today?
Oh, it's it's named after the state that we're living in, and that's the Silver State, as in Nevada. Made by Craft House Brewery. Originally, the first location right here in Henderson, right next to the Auto Show Mall, off Warm Springs and Gibson area.
Which I would say is kind of the first brewery district.
Exactly. Arts District and also Water Street are trying to rival said statement.
Yep.
But I would say it's the OG for that. So cheers to the Silver State.
What kind of beer is this?
You know what? I'm not even sure.
I know. You bought it and you...
I was at Whole Foods looking around, and all these other beers have killer descriptions on either the can or on the actual label when it tells you how much it is. And this just kept saying Craft House Brewery Silver State, and I kept looking at it, and I just got it. So
it is 4.8%. So let's
sounds normal, right?
Let's crack it. And
4.2 is a normal Miller Lite, I want to say. Yeah, because 3.2 is Utah. 4.2.
Not anymore. They changed the law.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fancy can.
Cheers, not being from Utah. Cheers to that. Easy drinking.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like the banquet Coors. Have you ever had a banquet Coors beer?
Heavy.
Yeah, it's just got that little extra flavor. It's like that diesel gas. A little extra fluff through there, you know. So
that's super fair. I like it.
Not against it. Yeah, no. Or a Bud Heavy, a Budweiser Heavy is a good way to put it. Yeah.
Bud Heavy.
Bud Heavy. Yeah. Not a lot of people I feel like call it that, but everybody that ever references a Budweiser usually calls it a Bud Heavy, right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
All right. So if you haven't noticed, we're wearing these sweet Formula One hats right here. A friend of mine got them for me, so pretty excited for the Formula One race here in Las Vegas. I personally am, love cars, always have. Never really been an F1 guy until that Netflix special came out.
I still haven't seen that.
No? I want to say it's been through 3 seasons on there, if not 4. My wife would kill me for not being accurate with this statement, because she's a Netflix lady. But it's great because you get to know the driver. Because on race day, they'll interview them for a minute, 30 seconds as they're walking to their car.
Aren't they all foreign? They're all European, right?
Yeah.
Do we have any Americans we can cheer for?
I wouldn't say all European because, you'll get an Australian.
Okay. Do we have an American to cheer for?
No.
Okay.
No Americans to cheer for on our soil in Las Vegas or any of the F1 courses in America this year. So that is where a lot of people I feel like are kind of griping here locally. They're like, what the hell is F1? Why are we shutting down the strip for this? There's been a lot of negative backlash from the locals. And
this is also round 2. It's been here before.
But there's a huge difference between round 1 and round 2.
That's fair.
One is that round 1 was called Caesar Palace Grand Prix. Not the Las Vegas, not the Nevada, not America, but Caesar's Palace.
But back in the day, Caesar Palace had everything. They had Evel Knievel doing the jumps over Caesar Palace. They had every boxing match.
They were the most famous casino, for sure.
They ran Vegas at that time.
But what did they make the track out of? A parking lot. They just took the back dirt, designed a
lot of it back then.
Really boring looking track, which I would say that's one thing that's actually trending the same direction, is that this track that we're on in Las Vegas this year is pretty boring as well. It's a lot more exciting visually, but the race itself isn't going to be as exciting as, let's say, like a Monaco race.
So you're saying it's not as spectator friendly?
Spectator friendly, yes, because they are going to be on that long straightaway, and there are a couple really hairpin turns, but there's just not a lot of turns. Normally you're going to see 7 to 10 hairpin turns on an F1 race. I think we have 3.
But aren't they saying that the straightaway along the strip, that's gonna be like the fastest these cars have ever gone because they haven't had a straightaway that long before.
Yes, so there's less turns than really any course in a while. So it's one of the most boring courses. But what makes it exciting from a racing standpoint, and I'm not a racer, but this is what I've been.
What you heard,
through my Netflix special and YouTubing,
almost like an expert at that point.
It's like they're gonna catch 220 plus miles per hour on the Las Vegas Strip, which if you've ever driven there,
under the Vegas lights because it's at midnight.
It's at midnight, but like you can never go over like 35 miles per hour on the Las Vegas Strip.
You're lucky to go over 20 miles per hour.
So if they're going over 200 on the Las Vegas Strip, I just got to see what that looks like in general. But it's also going into a really good turn. So they're going to have chances for these teammates because if you're not familiar with F1, there are 10 teams, 2 racers apiece. So what they do a lot of times is slingshot. If you've ever seen Talladega Nights, Shake and Bake, they actually do
good reference.
A slingshot effect. So they'll get behind their teammate's car and get behind the drag of the air, and it'll actually propel them forward a little bit, and they'll be able to make moves on that straightaway going in to basically
the Harmon turn right there?
A 180 turn. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting from a racing standpoint. Now, it's not like I compared it to Monaco earlier because Monaco is like the epitome of F1. If you've ever followed F1,
that's the
Monaco is just what you want to go to. It's the richest country in the world, or second richest if you don't count Vatican, which I mean that's so tiny. Okay. How do you count that? That's a weird thing to count. But Monaco is the richest country in the world, and what makes that race unique is that F1 has special rules for the Monaco race. So fun fact, every F1 race has to be 189 and a half miles, so basically 190 miles long. But not for Monaco. Monaco's been grandfathered in. It's just the OG race. It's the one that everybody wants to win. Period. End of story. And they're actually at 161 miles.
So it's a shorter race.
The only race allowed to change the rules. And there's more than one rule that changes for Monaco based on their grandfather.
Is this all Netflix knowledge?
No, I'm a nerd. So it's a lot of nerd knowledge coming your way. So anyways, plus I just love Monaco. It's where the James Bond casino is always filmed. Like it's one of those. That's true. It's one of those countries, in the French Riviera that I really want to go visit one day. I really do. I don't want to drive a Ferrari down the street during that visit. So
I think we just talk about, I'm not as big of a nerd as Scott, but I do know some stuff about the North American tour.
There we go.
It started in Florida, then it traveled over to Austin, Texas.
Yes.
And then it took a detour.
It's not America without Texas.
True. And then it went down to Mexico City, which I'd probably be pretty cool to go watch.
I would like that. I want to go to Mexico City for a few reasons, but yeah.
Well, I know their food's amazing.
Food and history, pyramids.
And then now they're coming to Vegas. So I think they're trying.
North American. Yeah, I was like, and the race that they just left, which is South America, was in Brazil. So last weekend they had a race in Brazil, and now they're traveling up here. And I want to say yesterday was the first touchdown of some of the vehicles.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So for those of you that live in Vegas that watch us, 1, thank you. 2, for those of you that are trying to learn more about Vegas and what we talk about here, there's been some controversy along with the race coming to town.
The locals are hating it.
Not only locals. Tourists are also not as happy. The greenery of the strip has been cut down for this. They've literally just cut the base of a lot of trees.
Never noticed a tree on the strip.
Yeah, well, you're never mind.
A little distracted.
Yeah, that beer. They've drained the Venetian river. Canal.
No gondola rides.
No outdoor gondola rides.
Vegas for a gondola ride, you can do the indoor. We have other conversations that we should have.
The indoor is still going.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
The Mandalay Bay fountains you can only see from the side now.
Because
the Bellagio.
Yeah.
And the biggest story that I don't know if you guys have seen on the news lately is the pedestrian bridges. They put up a film, maybe a little bit early.
Yeah.
2
weeks early.
Especially around the Vegas's newest attraction,
the Sphere.
The
Sphere, yeah.
And
just went there on Sunday.
So people took it into their own hands, which I think is hilarious, and just ripped it down.
Yeah. It's kind of in my view. Now it's down. Yeah. So, and what's crazy is that you could see right through that film. I just went to the Sphere on Sunday, and I was like, this isn't doing much. but it's more of a reflective film from what I'm understanding, because at night, those lights, you're not going to be able to see through it at that point.
Oh, okay.
It was during
during the day.
It was during the day. It was pretty transparent. I was like, what was ever the point of this? And that was what we thought of. I don't know if it's holding true or not, but if it's as clear as it is during the day, it's absolutely pointless.
They wasted some money on that.
They wasted a few dollars on this F1 race. I want to say the total amount invested in the city without accounting for losses based on people not coming to the city was $700 million estimate for cost. Now that's $400 million for their giant paddock.
The one that the
F1 building where all
the pits.
All the pits are going to be, all the really nice suites are going to be. Where,
so that's already that's
$400 million. Like you had it, but then you add into the Las Vegas paving contract. You add into the grandstands. So we're at around $700 million. And for a reference point, the Allegiant Stadium was built for $1.1-ish billion, so $400 million more. That's just a reference. So that's just an idea. Like we're approaching on how much that stadium costs.
And so probably every year they're going to have those $300 million in cost, because the $400 million is basically there.
The paving is a huge part of that, because they've had to work around the Las Vegas Strip. Now we all know that this week they just shut down, actually on Monday of this week, the Las Vegas Strip, because they really need to focus and hone in some of these safety precautions. But no, because they had to repave it, because, like we said, you drive on the Las Vegas Strip, it is crap. I mean, there's a pothole every 2 seconds. But I think you can't drive 230 miles per hour and have giant potholes. That's going to actually, cause some damage and maybe.
But I heard they have to do it every 3 years.
See, I don't know those facts. But every year there's a race, so that means the next 2 years they won't have to.
But they still have the grandstand.
That 4th year they'll have to do it.
But those grandstands look like they're permanent structures, and we know that they're not.
That's true.
There's no way they're going to allow that. But
okay,
so let's cut it. It's like $200 million every year, probably.
I'll give it that. Yeah, definitely.
So what's the income to the?
So they're saying the GDP increase, or the gross increase of how much Vegas will pull in from this week-long event.
And this doesn't count.
I'm not talking about just Saturday night in the race.
And this doesn't count what Formula One makes off the race. This is what is coming to our city.
This is city money. Yes. So it's 1.1. I don't feel like we're just saying the same numbers. No, 1.3 billion.
1.3 billion.
1.3 billion is estimated. And to have an idea of like what's the average that comes to a city on like a big event, Arizona just hosted the last Super Bowl in 2023, and they brought in exactly what they said on the internet, $1.3 billion into the city based on that. Just in tax revenue alone was like a $24 million win for the city.
That's crazy.
On all those sales for the taxes just in that 1 week of events. That's not a one-day thing either. They take in a whole week of travel and accommodations. And the amount of people that went to the Super Bowl last year in Arizona was around 200,000. How many people they expect in Las Vegas for the F1 increases that by over 50%. And they're expecting almost 400,000 here, which is double, but I assume it's going to be closer to 350. They always project higher, especially when you spend 700 million. You better give me some good projections.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'm signing off on some of these bills.
Another fun fact, that obviously F1 is a higher class event, we'll call it.
Yeah, rich.
Bougie.
The richest. There's only 10 teams. There's 20 cars racing. 20.
So there are so many private jets coming in to Las Vegas for this event to drop people off. That Vegas is used to private jets. We have a lot of wealthy people that come here.
Yeah.
But there are so many private jets coming to our airports. We have McCarran, Signature, which is the private part of McCarran.
Real close to it. Yeah.
Henderson,
Henderson Executive,
and even North Las Vegas. But there are so many private jets coming that people are having to be dropped off in their private jets, and their private jets are having to fly to Arizona to park.
I love that fact. That's a fun fact. I mean, just imagine being the pilot, like, all right, later, Tony Stark, little Iron Man reference. Like, have a good weekend. You have to fly to Arizona just to go park your car. Or
Can we just cheers to the fact that there's that many rich people that are like, my jet won't fit? Because there's people freaking out.
Cheers to getting a jet.
Yeah, cheers to that. But that is a true rich person person problem.
Yeah. It's not really a problem because they're not flying it.
But they're like, I want to leave. Well, we got to get our jet. Yeah, to the airport. No, we had to fly to Arizona. What?
Like an hour and a half flight away? I mean, that's just such a weird thing. Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, cool fact.
Yeah,
that's cool. A fun fact right there. All right. I got a fun one for you. just because it's mind-boggling to me. I can't really do anything in under 2 seconds. I talk a lot. I'm always just on the move. I get distracted.
I can think something you can do in 2 seconds.
So 2 seconds is really hard. I could probably open up a.
Oh, for sure.
Probably.
You can take a shot in 2 seconds.
But by the time I grabbed it, cheersed it, and I don't think I could even take a shot in 2 seconds. Yeah, if you say go and I did one of those, yeah, I could probably set it down in a 2 second frame. But what they
I
can
have faith
do,
that if it was a good Jameson.
yeah, no, if it's good, I'm gonna drink it slower.
That's fair.
So
It's a
yeah, you
sipper.
better go the opposite way with
Yeah,
me.
shitty Jameson, got it.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's no shitty Jameson. Whoa.
Sorry, fighting words.
Fun fact, that was wrong. Not a fun fact. But the pit stops, they can change all 4 tires on an F1 car. And I'm not talking about these lug nuts can be a little loose. These things have to be bolted in there because they're going as fast as you possibly can with temperatures of brakes reaching upwards of like 2,000 degrees, like absolutely insane sort of facts. And they can change 4 tires in under 2 seconds. Under 2 seconds. The record was actually put, record in a race was in 2019. Max Verstappen's Red Bull team did it in 1.8. Like, that is just so fast. It takes 20 people to do it.
But I've also seen it's not like we're thinking of lug nuts, so there's like individual. It's one big lug nut thing they have.
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah.
Put on, and there's no slipping it on. It has to be perfectly done. You're talking tenths of a second is a nightmare loss.
What's crazy about, everyone talks about, in even NASCAR or Formula One, the drivers.
Yeah.
These pit crews, they're professional athletes too. They are masters of their craft.
Yes, the driver is very, very important. There's a reason why there's only so many top-tier drivers out
20,
there.
I think.
But it's the teams. It's the teams that matter most. Red Bull right now. Red Bull is on a run that's never been seen ever in the history of Formula One.
So you're saying if I'm a bandwagon guy, get myself a Red Bull hat.
Yeah.
Copy.
Oh, Red Bull is by far the best F1 team, and nobody can disagree with that. This year alone, they've gathered over 700 points. No other team has eclipsed 400, so they're twice as good as any other team. Just throwing that one out there.
Not quite yet.
I'm down with twice as good than anybody. Pretty good. They also have Max Verstappen as their number 1 driver.
Is he the dude?
He's the dude.
Okay.
He is by far the best current driver in F1. And the reason why I'm saying that is that he's setting records. He just set a record this year for 10 consecutive victories. And the one race he didn't win this year, or the first one that he lost, let's just call it that, was the most exciting F1 race that I have ever seen. The last 6 laps of that race just had me jaw dropped. I was trying to leave for golf, didn't leave for golf, had to watch the race. It was
You're like, I'll see you on hole 2.
This is the most exciting, 15 minutes, that I've really ever seen in F1 in my short, 3 to 4 year career of watching F1. It was absolutely.
To be fair, for an American, that's a pretty long career.
It is, yeah. No, pretty much that F1 series got me into it. Our friend got a job there, and we were just curious. She's always been a huge fan of F1. What is this about? NASCAR.
And how are you a fan?
I've always been interested. I actually tried to go to the Japan Grand Prix back in 2018, but
love Japan.
A typhoon hit Japan, and our flights got canceled.
Happens.
Yeah, things happened. So I didn't get to go to that. So that would have been my first F1 experience. So I'm excited to see it on my home soil here in Las Vegas. But seriously, 1.83 seconds to change 4 tires is pretty bonkers. And to add to that, so a fun rule about F1, you're like, man, I never see them putting gas in these things. It's like whenever you watch a movie, they never reload. Why don't they ever reload? They have unlimited ammo. You're like, how do these guys keep racing at this pace for this long? Well, in 2010, they made a rule that you're not allowed to refuel during the race. It was a safety precaution. So yeah, that's something that they actually don't allow.
So you're saying for 90 miles?
190 miles, yep, on it. Yep.
So these
at the minimum, 189 and a half, yes.
I gotta believe that the fuel efficiency of these things are not great.
Yeah, I would guess not.
But they're not that big either.
No, the average weight of an F1 car is less than a grand piano.
So
less than a grand piano.
It's been a minute since I've done my calculations for firefighting, where we did what a gallon of water weighs. That's a lot of fuel.
I would assume so. I don't know.
Right? Maybe I'm assuming they get 2 or 3 miles a gallon.
not the best, right? I mean, geez. I mean, I know people that have a Jeep Wrangler that gets 2 to 3 miles.
So you're telling me these things somehow hold, let's see, 190 divided by 2, 95 gallons of fuel?
Doesn't seem right, but their efficiency level, like, I don't think it's necessarily just normal gas that we're used to. This is like some
high-octane. It still weighs a certain amount.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not the engineer putting this
We're
together.
not getting 60 miles a gallon. I can tell you that right now.
No, they're not.
Like, they haven't switched to hybrid.
Let's see. And I don't know. I don't think I even have a fact of how much fuel they get.
I don't know. Once this video, I'm gonna put it in the comments of this video.
Oh, actually, so that weight of less than a grand piano is without the.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because
it's all fiber. It's like fiberglass.
The car. That's
the
right.
car. That makes sense.
So with the tank, but without the gas.
Because
so the gas itself.
95, you're probably 5 pounds per gallon. I mean. But that's still a big tank.
I couldn't believe it because I swore whenever I watch these races, there's like somebody in the back.
Well, that's NASCAR doing their
just like
their
they
thing.
tip it up real quick. But even like when I don't watch NASCAR, I watch F1. I feel like there's that guy with a little thing, and it's like I'm like, how is that even any gas? It was like a half a second, and he just poured like a half a gallon in. It doesn't make sense to me. But no, it's not fuel at all. I don't know what it is.
It's windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah, it's something of the sort. A fun fact also about these cars is their steering wheel. Their steering wheel is their computer. The steering wheels cost upwards of $50,000, $100,000. They have a button to get a drink on their steering wheel.
How about an auto eject?
I just got a drink of water. I don't know if you noticed. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm into that.
Is it like an IV or is it like a little like?
I'm sure it's just like in their helmet. I don't know. I haven't worn one of these helmets, but like if they get thirsty, instead of making a shift, just click the button. 2 ounces of water or whatever.
You gotta be careful.
They probably have a preset to how much drinking they even
And
have.
at 190, let's say they average what 100 miles an hour by the time they're said and done.
Oh, at least, yeah. They take turns at 90, so I would say they average about 140.
These races are only an hour and a half long.
Something like that, yeah.
But where NASCAR races are ungodly. Because I used to work for the racetrack.
Well, and it's just a circle. Like what makes F1 more appealing to like the average consumer, which I would consider myself that, is that it's in the middle of these freaking cities. Now, not every race is going to be downtown Las Vegas Strip or Monaco in the south of France. No, I mean sometimes they're in Saudi Arabia and they might have made a track in the outskirts of town. But if you go to the Canadian Grand Prix, every inch of that course outside of the pit lane, you can drive if you ever visit Canada. It's a normal road.
Which is the same thing here.
Yeah, same thing here, but it's just pretty cool. It's not like NASCAR, we have to go, it's like, oh, cool circle in the middle of nowhere. This is actual drivability, reality, in my terms. And that's what makes it cool to me.
You know what really sucks about the whole paving thing now I think about it?
Oh, what's that?
Is they only paved one side of the road. So if you're going northbound.
Did they only do one?
Yeah. Road's still shitty. Southbound, clear sailing.
All right, we flying going south, which I live on the south side of town, so when I'm headed home.
Solid.
Yeah. So, fun, random, how fast have you ever gone in a vehicle that you have driven?
Ooh. See, I don't have fast cars. Like maybe 110, I don't know.
Okay, there you go. All right, yeah. Was it on a surface street?
A highway, probably.
Highway? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I went to I was actually lucky enough, one of my clients got me a gift to go down to the Speedway.
Oh, and do the Richard Petty.
Yeah, so I got a rent. It was like a Ferrari Italia 88 souped up race car version, very cool car, obviously. And I only did 5 laps because it's wildly expensive. It's nuts. Yeah, I think it was like $2,000 just for those 5 laps. But still, worth the experience. I definitely want to do it again. And I got up to 197 miles per hour in that car.
Were you driving?
Yeah. All I wanted to do was hit 200. That's like, because there was a decent straightaway on this lap. It wasn't like a NASCAR circle. It was actually like kind of like a mini Formula One track thing. And all I wanted to do on that straightaway was hit 200. And that's when the guy got in, because there's a pilot with you.
What's he going to do?
I have one goal, and that's to hit 200 miles per hour. And I did not.
Could you imagine being that guy, though? Like, I assume you're a decent driver. I mean, I've seen you drive.
Definitely amateur compared to him.
But like, he gets in with some like amateur guy. He can't stop it, can he?
No, he doesn't.
He's just in there to tell you like, you probably shouldn't do this.
Well, actually, the first lap, he was like, you should probably go faster. Like, I was scared the first. I didn't know taking turns at 90 was normal. It's not normal. But to them, it's 100% normal because they create G-forces that equate to how much the actual space shuttle is. Over 5 G's worth of G-forces.
Your face
not just on acceleration, but mainly on the braking. The braking they hit
because it's so
just
sudden.
as hard. Yeah, exactly. exactly. Like, you got to wait till the last second to slam that brake and turn at the same time because that maintains grip in your tires. And there's so much like little nuance,
physics,
yeah, exactly. This goes way over my head. But there's a lot of those little tricks that make these race drivers so good at what they do. And Max Verstappen, actually, fun fact, youngest ever to debut in F1. So not only is he like this like,
you can't throw that fact out. How old is he?
Oh man.
Oh.
So 2015, 25, probably 26 the most.
Oh, he's super young.
He's still young, yeah. And he's already creeping up to be like the most, winningest race driver of all time. He currently has the winningest season of all time, which was last year. He won
even with the 10 in a row this year?
Yeah, so he won 15 out of 22 last year. This year he's on pace to smash that record, and he's won 17 out of 20 this year. So when I
he's gonna have a great time in Vegas.
Yeah, when I say like it's just unreal to see what's going on with this Red Bull team.
So I'm pretty sure those F1 guys make way more than NASCAR guys.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yes, you can.
Lewis Hamilton is filthy rich. I mean, he's the winningest F1 driver of all time. He'll be at this race. Fernando Alonso has the most starts ever in F1. He'll also be at this race. Obviously, we got Max Verstappen. A fun story is McLaren and Lando Norris has really, came about himself this year in the last 4 or 5 races as somebody to watch. And in the straightaway, McLaren has top end speed. I don't know. I think he's going to be a fun one to watch. Hopefully, probably not first. Cheers to Max. Hey, cheers to Max for stopping.
Cheers.
It's
cheers
F1.
to that. Yeah.
It's not right. So anyways, I know I'm throwing a lot of random F1 facts out for you guys, but that's because I want more engagement, I feel like I hear a lot of hate around Las Vegas about F1 because people can't get to their jobs and this and that, but you can't get to your jobs on New Year's Eve, you can't do this. Vegas is here for entertaining. It's here for the world to see, and this is the best event for the world to see. Super Bowl's awesome, right? But I want everybody in Saudi Arabia to see what we got going on here, in England. I want the whole world to have eyes.
A more international audience.
Yeah, for the Las Vegas Strip and just us as an economy to hopefully, have more revenue and have our home values continue to rise. Because honestly, I think we're undervalued as a city from a real estate perspective.
I couldn't agree with that. Like, I think for what we offer, we are very undervalued for what.
And we have a finite space. We are a valley. We all consider
we're a big
valley.
bowl, yeah.
Like, we can't go outside of the mountains. Outside of the mountains is no longer Las Vegas, and you're not in the valley anymore. So yeah, I do think we're a little bit undervalued. So seeing, more attention drawn to this city is just good for everybody.
Well, I can't wait to watch the race, probably the morning after.
Yeah, I'll be like 7:30 on my couch, nice little coffee. I'm going to enjoy that for sure. Turn off notifications on your cell phones if you're that guy like me, just because I don't want to see that Max Verstappen one. I kind of want to just figure that out for myself. So fair warning.
You think there might be an upset?
No, I
don't
want to see him got second place. Max, thanks, great win, buddy. Great win.
Already calling it.
I hope he does, because to win 17 out of 20, and if he can make it, 19 out of 22 races for the year, that is a really cool thing. I don't think it's going to be replicated outside of maybe if he does it again next year. This is
that's tough.
This is such an anomaly to see such a good racer with the best team all happening.
Because remember, it's about
They're
the
clicking
team.
On all cylinders for a crappy pun.
That's a pun. For sure.
Yeah. For and it's fun to see. It's just like the Yankees from 1996 to 2000. Yeah, they were annoying. Yeah, they were fun to watch. So just take those wins, baby. Take those wins.
You should ask Ryan Hero about the Yankees.
I still don't like the Yankees based on my, when I was younger, because they just kept winning. But the older I've become, the more I've respected who they were.
The ability.
Maybe because they've gotten worse, too. So I'm like, I'm starting to feel bad
I was
for
in New
them.
York a couple weeks ago, and they're like, you want to go to a game? I'm like, not really. They go, tickets are $10. I go, sure.
$10 tickets to the Yankees is hilarious to hear.
So, thanks so much. We're so excited for F1.
Me especially.
Yeah, you can tell. We have so many more episodes to come. Once again, if you guys have any ideas or topics you want us to cover about Vegas as locals in real estate, let us know. Got anything else?
No, just hopefully somebody besides Max Verstappen wins, and I bet you it's going to be really exciting if he doesn't win.
Oh, and if he
wins, standard F1 race.
And if you're super loaded and your jet gets stuck somewhere and you have to get rid of your tickets, just drop us a line here.
Pretty sure the $5 million package is still available. If you got an extra $5 million laying around, just reach out to Beau, and I think we can do something with that money.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys next time.
1,